So I've been a diehard Miami Heat fan since I've grown up, basically, and it's been a rough couple of years as a Heat fan. Play-in tournament, play-in tournament, play-in tournament. We got an NBA Finals berth out of one of those play-in tournaments, and then this year we crawled our way into the playoffs. I don't know how. We beat a sorry Bulls team. We beat a sorry Hawks team. And then we get swept by Cleveland. And we lose in the fourth largest playoff win in NBA history, which is 55 points. Yeah, that's how the Miami Heat season has been going so far. And Cleveland just torched us. I mean, the Miami Heat had no answer this entire series. Cleveland had more size, more three-point shooting, more playmakers. And they didn't turn over the basketball, and they could actually get an offensive rebound. The Miami Heat turned over the basketball, could not rebound, could not get any flow in their offense going outside of game 2. I mean, game 2 was probably the one game where I really thought we could get. We were down by 20. We almost came back and won. We cut it to 2 at one point. I thought we could win. And Davion Mitchell is a great player. I like him a lot. But he makes some very questionable decisions with the basketball at times. And I will say the Heat just didn't have enough talent. We don't have enough talent. We're not good. I think it is going to be hard to win. When you take Jimmy Butler off this team, I think it was like easily you could have written it off. And Bam Adebayo, he said a lot when it came to that, so I'll let him kind of take the mantle when it comes to that really, really quick, and then we'll come right back.
I would say trying to get everybody on the same page through the storm. Because like I've said in many times sitting up here, you got to understand that somebody still has to play the game. We still got to go out there and figure out how to win, if guys are in or out. And, obviously keeping that same motivation of trying to win. Like I said before, this organization and this team could have let go of the rope a long time ago. Going through what we went through this season, a lot of people could have just chalked it up and just been like, you know what, we're just gonna start over. And that's one thing I love about this organization, that we're always trying to win, no matter what situation we're in. Like I said before, we went through 2 playing games trying to get in the playoffs on the road, trying to just get to the dance. So I would say it's been an up and down road. And we've figured out how hard it is to win.
Yeah, I mean, I get what he's saying there when it comes to the up and downs and things like that. There were a lot of distractions for the Miami Heat this year. I'll say that as an excuse. I think that's a valid excuse, and for us to still make the playoffs, not give up on the season. I mean, I think there's got to be some kind of credit built in there, but I mean, we gotta the Heat have to figure out this offseason. First of all, who's going to be the leader of this team going forward? And I mean, and which star player are we going to get? Because there is a guy in Milwaukee by the name of Giannis Antetokounmpo that I think could be on the move after the Milwaukee Bucks get bounced out of the first round by the Indiana Pacers. I just think he's had enough there. And I think the Heat are good enough to give him support. Now, if we trade for him, I think the Heat are going to have to give up a significant amount of assets, probably draft picks, hopefully not players, because we do have a lot of bench depth that Giannis could very well utilize. And the Bucks don't have that. They haven't built well from the draft like the Heat have. And they've also had a lot of injuries. And Damian Lillard tearing his Achilles, that's a killer for the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis's future in Milwaukee. It really is. It really is. I mean, there's no way Giannis stays in Milwaukee. He's got to come to South Beach. That is the option here. He's been floating around with that for a couple years now. Just come to South Beach. Pack your bags, Giannis. Go on the beach, drink some pina coladas with Tyler Hero, and call it good. Get a championship. You already got one in Milwaukee. I mean, I think I could see Giannis Antetokounmpo having a very similar path when it comes to career-wise to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he got his one title in Milwaukee, and then he went to LA with the Lakers to play with Magic. And I really think Bam Adebayo and Giannis would be a crazy, crazy pairing, man. That would be nuts. And Tyler Hero, I think he's really stepping into his own shoes. He's showing everybody what he can do. He had his best season by far. Even in the playoffs, he was having some pretty good games. I just think our defense was outmatched. And we were shocked by how good Cleveland really was. I just think Cleveland's a good basketball team. I think they're just well built. And that is going to be a heck of a series when it comes to Cleveland and the Indiana Pacers. Oh my God. Oh my God, man. But before we move on to that series, Miles Turner, center of the Indiana Pacers, he actually talked about Giannis's future, and he doesn't know either what it's going to be.
Of course, again, he's someone I've struggled with in the past. I had to really break down a lot of film and just go through a lot of reps to figure out how to slow him down. So he's someone who's made me have to really compete at a much higher level and really make me have to look myself in the mirror in the past. And, whatever happens in the future, with him or Milwaukee or whatever it may be, I mean, he's still going to be one of the greater players in this league. So, of course, I tip my hats to him just going out there and scoring damn near 30 points every single night, trying to, carry a team. But, I think just fortunately we were able to get the better of him this year.
And by the way, before we move on to this fantastic series, Cavs Pacers, Giannis had 30, 20, 13 in Game 5 against the Pacers. That's a heck of a stat line. That's why he's the Greek freak. That's why this guy is so flipping good, man.
Talk to me, baby. Talk to me nice. I'm from another world, baby, yeah. Broadway paradise. They think I'm way too cold, cause I put my